In the back seat, there are bags of tteokbokki that they haven't eaten, and Hee-won asked them to put them in bags and take them with them. The smell in the car is saturated with food. Spicy and fragrant smells. Not bad. Hee-won was offended at Do-jung for not having to throw away such good food. Oh, she's very adorable at times like this. Do-jung hoped she would be pleased, but his hopes were dashed. But he really enjoyed watching Hee-won eat tteokbokki. It was cute in its own way. Do-jung didn't want to take her home right after lunch. That's why he drove in the opposite direction from her house. Haha, pretty sneaky. Usually she doesn't ask him where they're going or what they're going to do today. But today, Hee-won was very quiet. It felt like she was in her own different world. They had a very long drive to where they could watch the sunset. And there was a cozy silence in the car. After a while, they are sitting in one of the resting places and sipping coffee. Do-jung Kang says that it's been almost a month, but he still has a small memory. He still remembers the way he touched her soft skin, and also her lips. He specifies that every time he looks at her lips, he wants to kiss her. Do-jung says that when Hee-won touches his lips, he feels a surge of emotion, as if he were still a teenager. He feels an incredible desire for Hee-won. He has a hard time figuring out why that is. Do-jung says that when he suddenly decided to marry Hee-won after hearing about Do-jul, he believed it was just his strong sense of responsibility. However, now he cannot say for sure whether he wants to marry Hee-won just for Do-jul, or is it because he wants to keep her near him. He cannot understand himself. The bottom line is that this is the first time in Do-jung's life that he has fallen so hard in love, and the first time he has been rejected in this way. Parked his car in the parking lot. Put the car on the handbrake. Looked at Hee-won, and she's already sweet asleep. It's nice, isn't it? Do-jung thinks she's uncomfortable. Unbuckled his seatbelt. Also unbuckled her seatbelt. Looked at her again. Hee-won woke up. Oh, what a look Hee-won has. Do-jung keeps looking into her eyes. He asks, "Can I kiss you?" Do-jung said that if Hee-won said nothing before he counted to 3, it would mean consent for him. 1, 2. Hee-won didn't seem to expect this development. Oh, what a romantic moment, don't you think? They keep kissing. And they're still kissing. They're so cute. Evening romance in the car, not bad. They seem to stop kissing. But Hee-won reached out to Do-jung herself to kiss him again. Wow! Unexpectedly, Hee-won took the initiative herself. The phone rang. Hee-won said, "Excuse me?" Do-jung answered that someone was calling. "And you have to answer it," Hee-won said. Do-jung would love to answer, but it's Hee-won's phone vibrating. Hee-won was very surprised. "Hey love, someone is calling you and very persistently. It's probably an important call," Do-jung said. Ha ha ha. Do-jung gave Hee-won an ultimatum. Said that if she wasn't going to answer the call, he was fine with that too. She said she would answer right away. Clacking on the phone screen. She is quite puzzled. "Yes? Hee-won, hi, it's me." Her father called and she asked him what happened. He reminded her that she had to be somewhere tomorrow, and she said she remembered and asked not to worry about it. He asked if Ji-won had contacted her because she hadn't come home from school after morning classes and wasn't answering her phone. Her father had a fight with Ji-won yesterday, to which Hee-won responded that Ji-won was going through puberty and asked him to be gentle with her because of that. He asked Hee-won if maybe he should get a divorce since he has a lot of different thoughts in his head about it. Memories from Hee-won's childhood. Her father asks her to say hello to the woman he is going to marry. He asks if he should get married. Hee-won keeps talking to her father on the phone. Tells him not to think about divorce as it would be rude to the woman he married. When Hee-won was 6 years old, her father introduced her to a woman she had never met before. He told her that he was going to marry her. This woman said she was going to go to the bathroom. The father replied, "Okay." At that moment, Hee-won was not very happy about the encounter. Her father asked her, "Should I just not get married?" Hee-won asked her father if he would be happier if he married this woman. He replied that doing so would make him happier. She doesn't really remember exactly what emotions she experienced at that moment, but she believed that her father would visit her more often if he were happy. Hee-won told her father that he should do things that would make him happy. Father stroked little Hee-won's head with his hand. The father liked what his daughter advised him. He thanked Hee-won for his understanding. She was immensely happy for making her father happier. What she did not realize was that her answer made no difference to him. The thing is, that girl was already pregnant at that time. But Hee-won was too young to realize it. Regardless of what Hee-won wanted, her father was already completely focused on his new family. Once her mother said, her father already had a lot of love. It is sad to realize that little Hee-won's hopes were not realized. Her father hardly ever came to see her. In the end, Hee-won accepted her father's second marriage as a natural course of events. Nothing has changed since then. Her father asked how Hee-won was doing, if everything was okay. She said she was fine and had to go. She said she'd see her tomorrow, bye. Apparently, Hee-won wasn't very happy about her father's call. It felt like he wasn't too interested in her opinion even now. Do-jung asked who called her. She said her father called. He also asked if her parents lived far away. Her parents divorced when she was 4 years old. And after that, her mother lived alone, and her father is getting married for the 3rd time tomorrow. She told him that she has 2 younger half-sisters and her father can't reach the younger one now. Hee-won apologized to Do-jung for needing to call her younger sister now. Jae-won answered Hee-won's call. When asked where are you, Ji-won said she was outside Hee-won's apartment. She was surprised that Jae-won had not called her and warned her. Although she was going to call, Hee-won beat her to it and called earlier. Ji-won said that she was at the playground outside 103rd house. Hee-won asked her to stay where she was and was coming to see her now. Hee-won told Do-jung that she had to go and unbuckled her seatbelt. Closed the car door. She felt exhausted. Yes, that's reality. Although she was beginning to hope again, she thinks about being alone after all. Someone called out to her and shouted Hee-won. It was Do-jung Kang who asked her where the playground was. He walked up to Hee-won. She said she would take the bags from him. To which he asked in surprise, "Aren't you going to introduce me?" Hee-won insistently asked him for bags of tteokbokki. Do-jun noticed that her lips were slightly swollen. She was surprised. Do-jun smiled slightly sweetly. If he knew she would be so upset, but he wouldn't let her answer the phone. Hee-won became sad again. Just stands silently and is sad. She didn't tell him that she was sad and didn't even show it on her face. And when she talked about herself, she certainly didn't do it in a neutral tone. Hee-won doesn't understand why Do-jung thinks she's upset. She also doesn't understand how he knew how she felt before she knew it herself. It got dark outside and it was evening. Hee-won returned home. Her sister shouted admiringly, "Wow!" She was in pleasant shock at how expensive Do-jun's card looked and said that Hee-won shouldn't miss it. Hee-won asked her to put the card down and start eating. Hee-won still can't believe she will ever see Dahan's vice president. She hinted that he could be Hyun-bu for her. Hyun-bu is the son-in-law, that is, the husband of the older sister, to which Hee-won replied that don't think about it yet. But that doesn't mean things can change, Ji-won said, adding that Hyun-bu liked that she called him that. A little before they entered the apartment, Hee-won introduced Do-jung to Jae-won. His sister called Do-jung a Josie. A Josie is a middle-aged uncle or man. Do-jung said that he was not a Josie. Ji-won asked what she should call Do-jung then. Maybe Hyun-bu. Ji-won started calling Do-jun Hyun-bu. Do-jun started calling Ji-won Choj. Hyoj is the sister-in-law. This is so confusing. Hee-won smiled sweetly and muttered to herself that she should have said no to Do-jun when he asked to introduce him. Ji-won says that she will have a day off soon because of her school anniversary. She plans to go to her Hyum's company and ask them to repay her for lunch. Crazy how serious her plans are, haha. Hee-won didn't like it and said that Do-jun is not Hyun-bu, and was outraged that her sister wanted to go to his company. The younger sister also said that Do-jun had alerted the guards and that she could come whenever she wanted. Hee-won got a little angry and warned that she shouldn't go there, reminded her that more importantly, Ji-won had a fight with her father. She asked why there was a conflict. Was it because her father decided to get married?